Our topic for today is what is your genuine love story, whether it is a failure or success. A fan submitted a story. Be it a failure or success, please post, not a great one, I'm sure compared to others. Yet this story is true and was fundamental information as an adult. I was a pretty wild teenager, lived just outside NYC, was an easy trip on the train/subway into the city. I always had money because I was a hard worker, and at every opportunity one enjoyed playing with it. I spent money like crazy and had a lot of fun. At this time I had absolutely no interest in school, much to my parents' chagrin. I was skipping school and basically failing all my classes, even though they were easy for me. I simply had no vision of my future self. There was a certain girl in school, a good girl. She came from a good family and got good grades. She was exceptionally pretty, all my friends and I were afraid to even talk to her because we just knew she was out of our league. She was my secret crush through several other girlfriends for over a year and a half. Anyway, I finally got up the nerve to approach her and ask her for her number. I couldn't believe she gave it to me. I called and asked her out, can't remember what it was I asked her to do, something simple like go for a walk after her softball game. We started seeing each other. There was definitely a mutual attraction, although we didn't do much beyond holding hands. Maybe a kiss, can't really remember anymore. Anyway, it was an amazing several weeks for me. We began talking every night on the phone. One night we had the longest conversation. It was something like 3 to 4 hours long, and when it was over I knew she was the girl for me. The next day in school, my friend came up to me. He told me that my girlfriend didn't want me to call her anymore. He said that her best friend told him to tell me. I didn't believe it. I needed to hear it from her directly. So after school I approached her, told her what I had heard, and asked if it was true. She said it was. I was heartbroken. Devastated. I don't remember how I got through that week, only memories of pain and sorrow remain. At the end of the week my friends convinced me to go out and drown my sorrows with them. I did, to the point where I fell asleep at a friend's house. This is the story they relayed to me. They decided they needed to help me, so they called up this girl at her house. They explained how devastated I was, and asked her to explain why everything seemed so great, and the next morning it was over. She said that she was really falling in love with me and her parents and friends staged an intervention of sorts, letting her know she was making a huge mistake. She said they convinced her that I was a total loser, that I had no future, and that she needed to break it off with me immediately since I was only trouble. When they told me that story, I went through a range of emotions and a highly unusual revelatory experience where I was able to finally see the future I was headed toward. I accepted that they were correct. I really was headed down the path of utter ruin. I remember going downstairs and telling my parents that I wanted to go live with my grandparents in California, because I didn't believe I could make the changes I needed to while living with my friends. The end of this story is that I went on to become a straight-A student and learned to love learning. This story of love and broken hearts was the trigger to my changing for the good.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.